everybody, and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. I hope you guys are all doing very well. It is currently Sunday, so it's time to start off the week right on time and chat with you about my TBR for this week. So first off, starting off with my holdover book. So this means that I started this book last week's reading vlog, and I'm going to be finishing it today. Well, definitely not today, this week. And that is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. This is a brand spanking new mystery thriller release, and the premise of this one is a 20-something-year-old woman who currently lives with her parents. She comes home one day, and there is somebody hiding out in her parents' house who bludgeons her over the head. She has she ends up going to the hospital. She almost dies. And then is given the horrific news that she has an aneurysm that will burst in her brain in 7 days. And so she can either have a surgery that she will likely die from today or certainly die in 7 days, which is not a thing. This medical setup makes no sense. However, she picks the 7 days in order to try and solve who murdered her. I so far have not loved the beginning of this book. I thought the first chapter was pretty info dumpy. I, of course, rolled my eyes at the medical parts of this, but it is really starting to heat up and I'm starting to enjoy it more and more. I'm really enjoying the Halloween vibes. I'm enjoying her trying to piece together who may have murdered her, and I'm enjoying it more. So, very intrigued what I end up thinking of this one. Then I was watching last week's footage back and I literally started the vlog saying this vlog was inspired by this book. And then I didn't end up reading that book. And that is the new Stacy Willingham, Forget Me Not. So I read All the Dangerous Things recently by Stacy Willingham and absolutely loved, adored, 5 stars, incredible. And so the fact that she's coming out with, or just came out with, a new release meant that I needed my hands on it. This is about a girl whose older sister disappeared, and it's 22 years later. She's coming back to try and look into the disappearance and what happened. Love the cover, love the premise. I think this is going to be a win. Stacy Willingham is known for very vibey, atmospheric, southern, like set in the south of the U.S. thrillers, and I just want it. I want it so bad right now. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. And then finally, I'm going to read another recent-ish thriller release, which is Heartwood by Amity Gage. This is a missing person story about a hiker who goes missing on the Appalachian Trail. But I think there's a bit of a mysterious element to this too. I've heard this is kind of a slower burn mystery, but I've had it for a little while and I have been very intrigued to pick it up. So I am really hoping to pick that one up this week. So this, I'm trying to fan the books in, failing, is the TBR for the week. Really, I think the thing that unifies them is that they're new-ish mystery thriller releases. Otherwise, life-wise, so I have this week off because last week was my very busy service week, so I'm very excited to just have some cozy time, relaxing. However, this is the last full week before I leave for my wedding. And so there are going to be little bits and bops, little things that need to happen. We are also hosting a pizza party at the house. So lots of fun things happening this week. But in between all of it, I'm really excited to enjoy some new mystery thrillers. So with that, welcome to this week's reading vlog. So it is currently Wednesday night. I have done a very poor job of updating the vlog again, but here we are. It is wedding week before wedding week, 1 week until the wedding, but I leave next calendar week. And I've been very busy, and so here we are. So today I had some brunch with some work friends. I got these delicious like little pumpkin spelt pancakes. I think I put some in the B-roll. So good. Our pizza party was great. We didn't have a consensus on the winner. Usually what we do is Tyler and I make a bunch of doughs and then everyone brings their toppings and we kind of, everyone makes whatever pizza they want and then we vote on which was our favorite pizza. This time it was kind of a deadlock. Everyone liked everything, which is good. Also in the B-roll, I put in a clip of me making this pumpkin pie cheesecake thing, which did not work as intended. However, it did taste very good. It's just the texture of everything was a little bit off. But the people in the party really enjoyed it. Yeah, so that's kind of been the updates. Lots of wedding planning stuff. Lots of last minute preparations. I do have one little book package. Hold on. I think you are a little crooked, so let me fix this. So time to open a book package that came in the mail a couple of days ago. It's a last Stacy Willingham that I have not read yet. Interestingly, this one, hold on, I'm all turned around. This one, only if you're lucky, has the lowest rated, is the lowest rated of hers on Goodreads. But the premise is really interesting. It is about two people that meet in freshman year at college in South Carolina. And then one of them goes missing, I believe. Again, set in the south of the U.S., which is great. It is a little bit chunkier than, I don't know, maybe it's not. It feels a little chunkier than the rest of hers. I actually don't think it is. It's like 366. But as we all know, I'm on a bit of a Stacy Willingham kick, so I probably will be picking this one up fairly soon and just like finish all of her books and then be up to date. Very exciting. It's interesting. I think this has two separate cover designs, one for like the hardback, I want to say, and one for the paperback, which is interesting. I don't usually see that, but I'm rambling. Okay. Couple of updates. So first off, I did finish Not Quite Dead Yet. Ignore the bookmark. I listened to the end of this on audio. I ended up giving this a 3 stars. However, for part of the book, it felt like a 5 stars. For part of the book, it felt like a 1-star book. And so giving it a 3 stars feels wrong on all accounts, but that's the only way that I can make the rating make any sense. I did not guess the twist at the end of the book, and I did really, really love how this book ended. I thought it was so well done. There was like some multimedia type of stuff at the end that I think was utilized really well. I just think the whole end of this was great. Very action-packed, really overall excellent. However, I had a couple of issues with it. First off is that the main character of this book throughout the whole thing just read so young. She read like a 15-year-old girl, and she lived with her parents. Or just her whole personality and her whole approach to things was very immature. And it really felt like the character's first experience with writing an adult protagonist, because as you read this, I don't know that it ever says 27 years old. I absolutely do not believe that she's 27 years old. The way that she acts, the way that she behaves, like it's not, no. Or if she is, like, there's no explanation for why she's so immature and why she doesn't behave in a way that most people would at that age. So I did not love that part. I already have vented a little bit about the medical drama at the beginning of this, which I thought was ridiculous. And so some parts of it felt so silly, but then some parts of it felt really genius. And so I don't know. I feel very conflicted. I do think I'm going to do a full review of this because I've been mulling over it and thinking about it over the past couple of days. I do think I would read more by this author, but I didn't. Like, if this was a young adult book and the main character was 15, I think I would have preferred it. And I probably would have rated it higher. But as an adult book, it didn't really work for me. So 3 stars for this one. Then I'm kind of in the middle of 2 books. So one is an audiobook. It is called hold on, let me find it. It is called A Cinnamon Falls Mystery. Cinnamon Falls #1. So this is going to be the beginning of a series. And it is by R.L. Kilmore. I did get a little bit influenced on social media by this one because I saw it on Simon & Schuster's page. It kept popping up. And the cover is just so fall-y, and it's a cozy mystery with a little bit of a cozy romance. I was like, what could I want more? So I've been listening to this one on audio. It is okay so far. I'm not like, I don't have vastly positive or vastly negative opinions about it, but it's about this small town called Cinnamon Falls, and we're following this main character, Nia, who is... She has been away for, oh yes, she was away in like a bigger city, and her boyfriend turns out was like married or had some secret. So she's coming back to her very quaint, cute hometown that is obsessed with fall. So very Gilmore Girls vibes, called Cinnamon Hills, Cinnamon Falls. Why can I not remember? Cinnamon Falls. And she's kind of like going there for a bit. So but when she shows up, there is a murder that happens. Rosie, who is the owner of the town's diner, which is like the central point of the town, the heart and soul of the town, is murdered. And so the whole town is trying to figure out what's happening. And next to Rosie's body is a note that says like, something is next. So it sounds like it's going to be a serial killer type of thing, although I don't know yet. And then as she gets back, she notes that her ex-boyfriend, forgetting what his name is, who used to be in the military, who is now in the police force, lives still in the town. They're kind of rekindling things. My one qualm of this so far is there is some fall imagery. However, it isn't quite as like fall vibey as would make out by the cover. I'll pop it on the screen. I would have thought like with this cover, there would be like fall all over this. And I think one of the events that's going to happen a little later in the book, which is on the back cover, so hopefully it's not a spoiler, is this fall festival. And so maybe the like fall vibes will amp up a little bit as we get to the fall festival. But right now it just kind of feels like a bit of a cozy mystery. I don't mind it. It's fine. But no like strong feelings about it. And then finally, I did start the new Stacy Willingham, Forget Me Not. I'm just on page 27, so very, very early in this one. At the beginning, the main character is in New York City, and she is deciding to come back to her hometown, classic Stacy Willingham vibes, because her mother has gotten in an accident. So she's coming back, and you know that her sister has been killed, I believe. I thought she was missing. But I think I just read the back of the book wrong. Yeah. Days later, her blood was found in the car. A man arrested and the case was swiftly closed. So yes, she was killed. They, think that they have the right person, but probably not if there's a whole book about it. So she's going back to the town to kind of look into it. So, yeah, I don't really have any thoughts about this so far, but it is happening actively. So, Tyler and I are going to go watch The Crown in bed. We just got to the last episode of the Claire Foy reign, the two seasons that she has. So we're about to start season 3. Otherwise, I did start the new Love is Blind UK today, and that was interesting for sure. Always an entertaining time. So yeah, gonna just enjoy some cozy TV and then head to sleep. So happy Friday. We are officially almost 1 week out from the wedding. So last minute things were done today, including buying some wedding mystery thrillers, which I'm going to read my wedding week. So tune into next week's vlog. That's when I will pick those up and when I will haul those for you. Otherwise, what did I do today? I made some eggplant parmesan, which was pretty good. I had a day off work. I went to the pool. I edited a couple of videos. I read a bunch of a book. It was very laid back, chill day, which is what I want. I do have one bookish package to unbox for you. My book of the month from September. So I do remember what this is, but it has been a little bit slow at getting delivered. So let me just open this up real quick. So we have The Heartbreak Hotel. This cover is just so gorgeous and fall-y. And I do have to say, like, it is very abnormal that I get a non-thrillery book from Book of the Month, and this is a romance. So different for me. It says, a bed and breakfast for the brokenhearted might hold the key to another chance at love in this achingly hopeful debut romance. Definitely has like fall vibes from it. Looks very cute. I think I'm going to do like a fall romance reading vlog at some point this season, so this will certainly fit its way into that TBR. As I said, I am going to haul the wedding thrillers in my wedding thriller vlog, and then I did also haul some books for a like special reading vlog that's coming up. And those are not in the best condition. I'll explain when I get to that reading vlog. So those are probably not going to be staying on my shelf for very long. So I'm not going to haul them here, but there are a few more books that came onto the shelves in the last couple of days. Okay. I think those are all of the updates. Forget Me Not by Stacy Willingham. So I am on page 245 out of like 320. So definitely over the halfway point. I'm intrigued of this one, but I don't have as like vastly positive feelings about it as I had for All the Dangerous Things. I think at this point in All the Dangerous Things, I knew that this was going to be a 5-star thriller. Watch my vlog back and I said the total opposite. But I think at this point in that book, I knew that it was going to be 5-star. This one, I'm still kind of mulling over how I feel about it, so I'm not totally sure. The writing is great. I'm just not sure how I feel about the plot and the thriller itself. So as I said, this is about a girl named Claire. She, at the beginning of the book, is a reporter in New York City. She covers like the murder death. So whenever a murder comes in, she'll kind of cover and write a little blurb about it for the newspaper. And she lives in New York City, but then at the beginning, her mother has an accident. She goes back home to her small hometown in South Carolina. Yes, South Carolina. She shows up there in order to like take care of her mother for a few days. And when she gets there, she starts to be reminded of her sister's murder, which happened 22 years ago. Her sister Natalie was killed. She was found. They basically thought that they found the right person. When that person was convicted, went to jail, but now after Claire comes back to her hometown and she's kind of looking into things, she thinks that maybe that was not the right catch. A lot of this book takes place at this winery called Galloway Farms. It's kind of like a haunted winery is how I would describe it. And I do really like the atmosphere of that. I think it's described in a really interesting way. And you don't really know what's going on at this winery. Like a lot of the reveals are going to be left till the end, but you just get eerie, bad vibes the whole time that Claire is there. And again, that's not a spoiler. It's on the front flap. But I did feel like with All the Dangerous Things, there were a few more like reveals and like aha moments throughout it. And right now I haven't really pieced a lot of it together in my brain. And so a lot of the end of this is going to have to blow my socks off for this to be a 4 or 5-star read. Again, writing is beautiful. Stacy Willingham does the most beautifully poetic, gorgeously descriptive thrillers that just transport you to places that you didn't even know you wanted to go, like a haunted winery. But plot-wise is a bit of a question mark for me right now. So planning to finish this up tomorrow, and then I will pick up, why am I forgetting what it's called? Heartwood? I don't remember. The Amity Gage book that was on the TBR that I haven't quite gotten to yet. Otherwise, the Cinnamon Falls murder, mystery, I am not quite done with it today. I think I have about 2 more hours of the audiobook. Again, still not a lot of fall vibes in that one, but similar feelings to one I had before. It is a solid, cozy mystery, cozy romance, fall type of book, but not with enough fall vibes currently. So I'm going to head to bed. It's actually Tyler's birthday today. So I made him dinner, and I didn't really know, he just not like a big sweet tooth person. So I went to Whole Foods and got some of their cupcakes and just put a couple candles on them. So we did that, but he did work all day. So he just finished up his notes from working, and we're going to head to sleep. We may watch the first episode of British Bake Off, which just, I believe, got dropped onto Netflix today, but plus minus because he works tomorrow. He might be a little too tired for it, but hopefully that would be a lovely way to end off this Friday evening. right, it is currently Sunday, and usually this is where I pop in to close the vlog, but I feel like I might be able to finish one more book before this vlog is over, so this is just a little clip to tell you about 2 books that I finished and break up the B-roll a little bit. First off, the wedding officially is within 1 week away. Kind of terrifying. I feel like I'm forgetting to do a million things, but we're just going with it. I think I've done enough at this point for it to be a fun day. And this morning when I woke up, for the first time, I had the itch to put the heating on in the house. So it is truly feeling autumnal at this point, which I just love. Like the turning of the season, you don't know if you should put the heat or the air conditioning on. I don't know why, but that always gives me like a cozy feeling. Changing of the year, changing of the season. Anyways, I'm very caffeinated, so apologize if this clip is a little bit all over the place. So I have finished 2 books since we talked last. The first one is Cinnamon Falls Mystery. I ended up giving that book 3 stars. It was a fun time. Like if you're looking for kind of like a fall, low stakes type of mystery, you might enjoy it. I just feel like it was trying to maybe be too many things. It was trying to be a cozy romance, a cozy mystery, a fall vibey book. And I'm not sure that it delivered as well as it could have on any of those. Like the mystery, I guess the twist, the romance didn't really have as much development as I was normally like, and I wanted more fall vibes. Like the fall festival wasn't really a thing, which is part of the reason why I picked it up. So it wasn't bad. There wasn't anything like offensive or terrible in it. It just kind of, I think, was trying to be a little bit too much. So 3 out of 5 stars for that one. Then Forget Me Not. I only gave this one a 3.5, which I was a little bit devastated because, of course, Stacey Willingham's last book, All the Dangerous Things, is one of my absolute favorite books of the summer so far. So I kind of gave you the setup to this one, so I'll just talk about why I didn't rate it higher. I feel like the ending was a little bit of a muddled mess. I don't think that she stuck the ending. I don't think there was enough time to go into all of the twists for them to fully land in the way that they have her other books. The atmosphere was there, the writing was there, but it just felt a little bit muddled in the end. I do think I'm going to do a full book review of this one because I do have a lot of thoughts about it. I am still mulling it over, and Stacey Willingham is one of my auto-buy thriller authors, so it feels like somebody who I should review all of her books, but I really wanted to give this more than I ended up giving it. So 3.5 stars for this one. And then I have started Heartwood by Amity Gage, and feeling a little bit middle of the road about this one as well. When I picked this up, I thought it was going to be a bit more of like a mystery book, and it kind of is, but not with the pace or suspense so far. It's a little bit more of a literary missing person story. So I'm still kind of wrapping my head around how I think about that. But I do find the setup and the format to this really interesting because you're getting diary entries from the missing hiker. You're getting some chapters from the lieutenant who is kind of working on, is she a lieutenant? It says LT. I'm assuming that means lieutenant. But the person who's trying to work on finding her. And then you're getting some interviews from some hikers that were with her. And then you're also getting this like armchair detective who is an elderly lady who lives in a nursing home who follows hiking Reddit, I guess. And so she's kind of hooked onto the case and interested in looking into it a bit more. So I do like all of the different perspectives, but at this point in the story, it hasn't quite meshed for me. Although I feel like if they do all come together, I could really enjoy the end part of this. So this is the book that I'm hoping to finish today. That's why I'm doing a little clip now, and then I will do my final clip, hopefully, with my final review of this one a little bit later today. So Tyler and I are about to head to brunch. We both woke up and we were like, you want brunch, right? I want brunch. I'm like, cool. We're on the same page. So we're going to go head out to brunch. We're going to grab something to eat. And then today should just be a cozy day of like editing, reading, doing a few around the house things, last things for the wedding. And then, of course, I will pop in a little later and let you know how this whole week finished up.
All right, it is Sunday afternoon and you are crooked. Slightly better. Okay, I think you're crooked the other way. Whatever. So I am popping in to wrap up this reading vlog. I did not get to read massively more than I talked to you about earlier. I tried, but we went to brunch, got very sleepy, ended up like falling asleep on the couch watching football, and so here we are. But I did want to do my classic end of the vlog wrap up clip, chat with you about what I read this week, all of my statistics from this week, and wrap this little vlog up. So, let's see. This week, I read 929 pages, which is 132 pages per day. Super solid. Between 100 and 150 is great. 150 is like stellar for me. 100 is a little bit on the lower end. I say this all like in good fun. Like if I read no pages in 1 week, everything would be fine. But in terms of my averages and where I'm usually at, that is a good benchmark. So 132 is smack dab in the middle. Great. This week I finished 3 books. One of them, I don't know where it is right now. Okay, one of them is a little bit missing in action, but the first one that I finished was Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson, which I gave 3 stars. Next, I finished Forget Me Not, which I gave 3.5 stars by Stacey Willingham. I finished Cinnamon Falls Mystery by R.L. Kilmore. I can't remember. I'll pop this cover up here, which I gave 3 stars. And then I am on page 92 of Heartwood. And I don't have many more thoughts since I spoke to you last. It is starting to heat up just a little bit. Like I'm a little bit more intrigued. All of these different perspectives and parts to the story are starting to play out a bit more. But I don't have a lot of nuanced thoughts. And this will be, as you guessed it, a holdover book into next week. So if you're interested in my final review of this, tune into next week's vlog, which I should say will be my wedding week. And I'm going to be reading Wedding Mystery Thrillers, my wedding week. I will show you a little bit of footage from my wedding, and I'm really excited about that. So make sure you tune into next week's vlog. Usually I do a good job of getting my reading vlogs up on Sunday. Next week's vlog, I will be shocked if it gets up on Sunday because I'm traveling on Sunday after my wedding. I'm traveling back home, but still I'm going to be like a little bit discombobulated probably. So I would be really surprised if it gets up on Monday or on Sunday, but do expect it on Monday to hear all about how my wedding week went. And if you want like the play-by-play, not like I'm going to be doing this at the altar, but if you want to know how the week is going, you can follow me on Instagram, where I tend to post usually about daily on my Instagram stories to give you guys little updates about my reading and how life is. So if you want to follow me over there, all of that information is in the description box below. Oh, I have not shared with you my favorite quote of the week. It's a very chaotic end to the vlog. I'm distracted too because Clarence just looks really cute and is giving himself a little bath over there. Okay, so favorite quote of the week actually comes from Heartwood, which is funny because I didn't read that much of it this week, but I really loved this quote. It says, "Spitting in the eye of my numerous anxieties, I became a nurse. Eventually, I understood that motherhood, as the child imagines it, is unperformable. No woman is a star, no woman is a god or a tree or a magician. But for a while, in your arms, the universe was the right size, and I knew where I was." I just think that's such a beautiful line. So that is the quote for the week. I feel like I'm forgetting something, and I don't know why I have this feeling that I'm forgetting something. Tune into next week to see what I'm forgetting. No, I think that is truly it. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's reading vlog, and I will see you guys very soon with another video. Bye.